Analysis of code switching in the movie Sorry to Bother You. The movie Sorry to Bother You portrays a relatively young black man in financial difficulties who needs to find a job. He gets one in a call center where he is supposed to sell encyclopedias over the phone. He very soon gets frustrated because he cannot sell anything. Then, an older man sitting by his side advises him about using a white voice in order to receive attention from the clients. He then comes up with a very different voice that is clearly dubbed in the movie. And from this point on, he quickly becomes the best seller in the place, gets a promotion, and his financial life changes drastically for a while. The main character in the movie, Cassius, lives in a very poor neighborhood and can be considered Afro-American, as well as his girlfriend and most of his friends. He's used to speaking a certain way, independently of whom he is talking to, and is not worried about the way he speaks when he first starts working at the call center. Let's talk about the first time the expression white voice shows up in the film. In this scene, the co-worker says to Cassius, "You have a white voice in there. You can use it. It's like when you get pulled over by the police." To what he answers, "Oh no, I just use my regular voice when that happens. I just say, 'Back the fuck up off the car and don't nobody get hurt.'" In the scene, the co-worker links the use of a white voice to a specific situation of getting pulled over by the police. That is to say that it would be recommended talking differently in some situations in order to get a better result. For example, not getting in trouble with the police. By this, we can start inferring that there is a prestigious way to speak that can benefit one, while there is another way to speak that can hinder one to achieve his goals. Throughout the whole movie, we can perceive how code switching plays a role in Cassius' life. When he's talking to his girlfriend, friends, and co-workers, the use of a common language, which we can assume is a kind of African American English, makes them identify to each other. And at the times when Cassius speaks with the white voice in this context, he's criticized or at least perceived as weird or bizarre by his colleagues. In the movie, Cassius speaks naturally to everyone around him and only uses the white voice over the phone or when it's demanded from him at work after his promotion. The film uses a dubbed voice to emphasize the difference between the two voices and to cause a sort of disconnection between the person and the voice, as well as to show how fake it sounds and even cause discomfort, as we can see when he talks to his girlfriend using the white voice, and she complains about it. There is a very interesting scene where Cassius is at a party in the house of the owner of Worry Free, a very questionable corporation which is inventing a new type of slavery. Cassius' superior, who is also black and also does the white voice, tells him that Steve, the big boss, wants Cassius in his office. They're talking using the white voice, but then Cassius' superior switches to his natural English to give an advice. "Steve, Lift will be waiting for you. He wants you in there," with a white voice. "Look here, young blood, we don't cry about the shit that should be," using black English. This code switching situation is performed in order to demonstrate that the speaker could be trusted by Cassius, because by talking their natural common language, they can more easily identify each other as part of the same group. There are many different types of code switching. In the movie, what is represented is intralingual and situational code switching, because the only actual language being spoken is English, but two varieties of it. And it's also situational, because the switch occurs in a specific situation, which is the white English being used exclusively at work. Code switching may occur for many reasons in many situations. The film shows us only a very specific manifestation of this phenomenon. In this case, it is very well thought, but many times code switching is almost unconscious. But what is important and essential is that the final goal when one code switches can be a better comprehension between speakers, identify as part of a distinct group, be more respected, etc. Regardless of the goal one intends to achieve, prejudice, common sense, and stereotypes are very important issues to pay attention to when analyzing the impacts that code switching may have in people's lives.